All right, another video. Hey folks, welcome back. I know I've been gone for a few. I've been MIA, working mainly and just taking time to observe the world around us and to, just be in my own space. Sometimes I have periods where I just don't prefer to speak or engage in any real conversation outside of what I'm interested in at that particular moment. So that's why I've been kind of withdrawn, for a lack of better words, because I just haven't had the energy or the time to really make a video and upload it. But today, there's been this topic nagging at the back of my mind, mainly about pessimism and the very noticeable difference between an honest pessimist and a delusional optimist. And I can tell you right now for a fact that I would prefer to be, if I had a choice, I would prefer to be in a room alone with an honest pessimist than I would a smiling delusional optimist who's going to sit there, smile at me, and lie for as much as time as we are together. And that's just one of the truths that I've come to embrace, is that people who are more pessimistic towards life, people who have this a pessimistic worldview, tend not only to look at the world in a realistic way, but also tend to be the most empathetic people, the most compassionate people. They tend to be the most honest feeling people. Whereas optimists, as far as I have encountered in life, they tend to be the reverse. They are usually people who deny the reality of the world. They deny suffering. They deny, um, the horrendous things that come with being alive in this world. They just deny, deny, deny. And they speak with dishonesty. They smile with dishonesty. They're trying to mask how they feel because in their minds, speaking truth is negativity. And that negativity is any criticism of the world or any criticism of how the world is as it is. In the mind of a optimist, everything should be, you know, lollipops and unicorns. And as far as they're concerned, the world is just that. It's la la land. It's full of unicorns. It's full of rainbows and happy colors and anything else that they can fill that imaginary land with in their mind. But a pessimist is going to hold nothing back. A pessimist is going to tell you what they think about this world. They're going to tell you exactly how it is up front. And if you like it, great. If you don't like it, well, none of us really do. But the point is, you have a better chance at meeting an honest person if they are a pessimist over someone who is an optimist who will lie to you at any chance that they get. And another thing is that I think they feel, speaking about the optimists, I think they feel that they have to be that way because, society has painted and has constructed this idea that unless you are happy 24/7, that there is something wrong with you. They've presented this idea that if you don't love life, if you don't cherish earth, that something is deeply wrong with you. And how dare you look at the world and all its problems and call it out for what it is? Bullshit. You see. So they train people to lie. They train people to deny the reality of the world that they live in. And in place of that, they present fake smiles, fake positivity. They present all these type of facades because they want to seem happy to the outside world. And while we all know the various struggles that are happening in this world and in that person's personal life, but they just can't allow that to be said. They can't allow that to be voiced, that honesty. And they might even want to tell somebody how their day is really going, but they're afraid that they'll be looked at as negative. You see, it's a poisonous loop of being in a facade. You can't tell the truth because you're afraid of what other people will think about you, and you can't tell the truth because you're afraid of what that means to yourself. So the optimist is constantly trying to lie, not only to himself, but to everybody else around him, because he needs to maintain the happy face. The optimists are some of the most apathetic people that you'll meet. As long as they're happy, as long as they have their needs met, as long as they are as, pious can be and happy in the sky, they don't care about anything happening around them. And if you talk to them long enough, you will understand that a lot of these people just don't give a flying fuck about suffering at all, unless it's immediately happening to them or to their family. They just don't give a rat shit. They don't care. And so the problem with that is it adds to this cycle continuing, because their delusion is what keeps the wheel spinning, because they refuse to look at the reality of our situation. They deny that there is anything seriously wrong with the whole shit storm. So they just go along and pretend that everything is pie in the sky. They just go along making more babies, tossing them out here to experience the same shit that's not going to be resolved anytime soon, because the earth is inherently shitty. I mean, you can look at nature, and nature will tell you that. I mean, it's a shitstorm. And just to say that, you'll never hear an optimist say that. You'll never hear an optimist tell you that kind of truth, because number one, it's unpleasant. They consider it negativity, when in reality it's honesty. Everybody talks about how they love honest people, but that's really not true. Because the more honest you are, the less people like you. Because if you speak honestly from the heart, you're going to offend someone. You're going to make them uncomfortable, because honesty is uncomfortable. Certain truths are uncomfortable. And people uh, resort to not talking about those truths and feelings because they know how uncomfortable they are. So, that's the dilemma with the optimist. They can't be truthful. And in a situation where you are in danger, or a situation where things are just not going right, and you need someone to be honest and tell you their honest assessment of the situation, don't turn to the optimist. They'll tell you everything is fine, it's all going to be okay, and then they're going to smile at you while the calamity happens. It's almost like they've brainwashed themselves to be the perfect bots for society, the perfect mindless drones that just smile and walk around as if everything in the world is invisible. You can't talk to them about any real situation because they'll think you're negative, they'll think you're toxic, they'll think you're trying to bring them down or ruin their vibes, and all of that stupid shit, because they hate truth. Optimists hate truth. Otherwise, they wouldn't be optimists. How could you possibly be an optimist and live in a world like this? Live in an existence like this, where you see this shit happening to people by the millions, billions, and you just smile and pretend that everything is okay. Everything is fine in your world, so therefore it's fine. There is no real problems. Let's just all smile and ride our unicorns. Let's blow bubbles. Let's look at the sun and praise the sun. Wow, Mother Nature is great. Look at those birds chirping. Meanwhile, ignore all the decaying corpses in the grass and all the little insects that kill each other in wars, and etc. And on it goes. There is no real happiness in this world. It's about pain mitigation. It's about taking your mind off the situation and distracting yourself, which optimists are very good at. They're good at lying to themselves, and they're good at lying to everybody else, and they're good at distracting themselves from truth. So, given that whole situation, yes, I would absolutely desire to be around a pessimist than I would an optimist, because there is a certain catharsis that comes with a pessimist. When you hear a pessimist speak, you know you're getting unfiltered truth. And to hear them tell you to your face how this shit world is, and you know it's true because you see that same truth, it's a feeling of, somebody else who fucking gets it and is not lying about it and is not trying to sweep away the problem. You're looking at somebody who's a straight shooter, when they're talking to you, and you're looking at somebody who knows the problem, and you're looking at somebody who's going to speak it as it is. And that's very valuable. Very valuable. If you find a pessimist and are able to be a friend with them, you are lucky because you found an honest person who's going to tell you the goddamn truth. Whereas the optimist is going to ignore everything in the world and pretend that everything is okay and pop out more babies because that's what they're good at. They're prone to doing that. They're prone to going along with the system. The pessimist is more of a lone wolf type thing. They see the shit, they don't want to be a part of the shit, and they speak their mind about the shit. They don't like it. They can't stand it. And for good reason. For very good reason. But yeah, that's all I wanted to really talk about. I wanted to say that and get that off my chest. And it's just that so many people don't value truth because it's too harmful to hear. They don't value being told what's happening around them in the world because it threatens their good vibes. And that's a part of the problem. Nobody wants to be honest. Nobody wants to look the problem in the face. They just want to laugh and giggle and smile and be happy and pretend to be happy. So that's just my spiel about it. Yeah, I would rather be around 1,000 pessimists telling me how shit this world is and speaking honestly than to be around a smiling, Pollyanna, self-absorbed, delusional idiot who's going to sit there and smile in your face and lie to you all the time that they're with you, and you'll never understand a goddamn thing they're trying to say because they're in la la land. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I hope you guys are having a good one. So enjoy your night or wherever you are. Until next time.